Man, god dang it, this car, man, I swear. So about the sound and the look on my face, more bad news. It just don't get no better, man. It just don't get no better. I was actually making a video for the install of the push rods and everything. So I will go ahead and tell you, since I tell you again in the video that I was making. Oh man, I can't even talk right now. I can't even think. I'm so irritated. But I ended up getting the new push rods in. So these are the new push rods that I got, 8.55 in length. So definitely needed those. Probably didn't need a whole set, but I ended up just getting a whole set just because to buy like a few push rods for the few bent ones, it was like I could spend double the money and just go ahead and get a whole set of 16. So that's why I did it. Ended up getting some more adjuster screws because these adjuster screws, so these are adjuster screws that you sit on top of the push rod, and that's how you set the lash on your rockers. As you can see, that one's chipped right there, and that's why the push rod flew off. So that was the knocking, that was the problem. And I've never had things like this happen before, so for me to kind of diagnose it, this is my first time, so I don't know technically kind of what to like look for, or this, you know, what would cause a push rod to come off the rocker or anything like that. It does make sense now that I know what the problem is, and I have a collapsed lifter. It's gone. So I figured it out because I was trying to set the lash on these first two rockers. So I set them on these first two here, and everything seemed okay. But if you can see here, and I didn't really notice it, see how I can still move that? And I can actually push it down. And, you know, I was setting the lash, and, you know, I'm not able to move the rocker or the push rod up and down, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to move it up and down, and, you know, you can kind of twist it a little bit just to make sure, you know, you have zero lash there. I wasn't pushing on the rocker like this, and so I really didn't catch it. However, this push rod was the one that popped off. So when I took the valve cover off, I saw this over to the side, and it was pushed off. I just figured it was just a bent push rod. I didn't really know. When I was setting the lash, this one went fine, and I was setting this one, and when I went to torque this nut down, look how much that's moving. Look how much that's moving. And I can also push it down with my hand. And you see how I already set the lash, and no matter what, I can keep tightening it down, and it'll just probably just, well, it won't move until the lifter, the collapse lifter, actually bottoms out. But on top of that, these adjustment screws, see how far that one is down? I don't know if you guys can really tell. Let me get my flashlight. If you can kind of see the left one here, how far that screw is down in there, and see how that one's on top? So that's not supposed to be down that far. And also too, on the bottom of the rocker, you're technically only supposed to have a thread showing on the bottom. Now I can't see it just because of the angle that it is, but I had set the adjustment screws all in the rocker arms before I put the whole assembly down, and I made sure that there was just a thread showing on each one. And then that way when I made the adjustments, you know, I knew it about where I was gonna be. So you can actually have more than a thread showing at the bottom, but they say it's ideal to have about a thread, maybe two showing at the bottom. I knew that I was set as far as, you know, initially putting them in and then kind of going from there. But I knew something was up when I was able to kind of keep screwing this one down and down and down. And I already know by feel that that one's too far down. So it has to be a lifter. This lifter's bad. That lifter's bad also too. And this one was also probably at some point came off as well. So, and you could tell that the push rod's been pushing on it. So looks like I gotta get new lifters now, man. I can't call it, y'all. I can't call it. So now I'm gonna have to take this whole top end off, except for the heads. So, yep, that's my day. So this video is short and sweet. I don't even know if I want to mess with it anymore, man. I was hyped to get it put back together. I'm glad that I didn't get it put back together, because that same thing just would have happened again. And I've never had a collapse lifter before, so this is the first time that I will have seen this. I'm glad I diagnosed it and got it done myself. What I should have done, probably, I guess it doesn't really make a huge difference, but I probably should have reached out to somebody like my mechanic that I take my Caprice to, and I took my Chevelle to. I probably should have reached out to him and, you know, asked him, you know, what could cause a bent push rod, or at least ask some people, or even ask, you know, you guys. I should have asked you guys as well too. And you live and you learn, and this is how I learn. And regardless, I would have had to take the top end off anyway, in order to put the lifters in anyway. So at some point I would have caught it. I'm just glad that it wasn't me putting everything back together and going for a drive again and then hear this huge knocking again. So that makes sense, y'all. So I guess I'll have new lifters and new push rods. Pretty much it, y'all. So that's gonna conclude this video. I'm done. I'm done with this, y'all. I'm done. I can't even call. I don't even know what to say, y'all. It's just crazy, man. I don't even drive the car to have this stuff happen. It's insane. So anyways, you guys know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Stick with me, y'all. Obviously more to come on the Turbo Regal. Deuces.